G'day and welcome back to Beyond Rans, where we just got an umbrella. We're still looking for our cat. It's raining. It's probably not ideal for a blind person that is mostly relying on a combination of sound and I guess some amount of very bad vision. I'm not sure. But yeah, we keep walking into things slowly but surely, and let's see if we get anywhere. Looks like we're at a port or a ferry stop or something near a harbor. Ray was
Nani?
beginning to lose hope until she heard a familiar sound.
Nani! Nani!
And of course, we can't go straight there.
No.
Aww. It's amazing how sad cats can sound. Come on. Alright, what can we do? Hey, stop putting things in my way. Thank you very much. Already moving the most slow walkingly way possible. Come on, we can do it. We just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other and not get into not have too many things pop out of nowhere to say no. That's a pretty good way of demonstrating that. I like that. I like when it does the minor bait and switch with Ray's imagination versus reality. Come on. Come on. So slow. Okay. Come on. Yep. Move forwards. And what do we see? Yep. This is definitely an actual, like, boardwalky thing. Heading slowly downward. Not that slowly, really, when you get down to it. Bonk. Come on. And right, so we are headed down. Knowing that Nani was close by, Ray braved the storm. I have to say, like, that would be even worse for a blind person, because you've already eliminated sight, and now you've added so much background noise. Your ability to see... Yeah, I think that's in fact what's being shown here. Like, your ability to perceive is even further restricted. Because you're just hearing the rain. Like, I know we're blind and all, but it's still really tiresome to keep walking into things and just not have the controls react. If the controls were really good about turning us around and fixing shit up, then this wouldn't be such a big deal. So is she on the beach? Where am I meant to be going and what am I meant to be doing? Yeah, we very quickly now lose any sense of things. Onward! To slowly walk around the edge of things until we figure out what we're meant to be doing and where we're meant to be going. This is the kind of scene that would work really well if this were an animated feature or some kind of short story about the situation, but it's not actually very fun to play. And it adds this whole tension to the sequence, and the audience knows that there's a lot more potential for Rey to get herself into trouble. But it doesn't feel tense to me. It just feels plodding. Because I know I can't get injured. I just run into things. Plodding and frustrating. So instead, it just had this experience where it's like walk, 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 thump. Walk, 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 thump. Wait for the next thing to trigger. Aww. Looks a bit bedraggled now. Come on. Come on, don't get stuck on geometry. Come on, just walk. I'm sorry, yeah, it is really hard to stay in the right mood for this game. Interesting, so the rain does effectively remove our memory of past places. Onward. Where's the barrel? Am I even going to the right place at this time? Come on. This game is literally making me sleepier than I already am. Like, I'm amazed that it does that. That is not a good sign. Ah. I'm so predisposed to liking this game because I really dig the concept. Right now, it's just so slow. So incredibly slow. Bye bye boat. So this isn't a sensible plan or anything. Alrighty. Sorry I'm not being very talkative. There's just not much to talk about right now, is there? It's just slowly walking. Trying to trigger something. Come on. Alrighty.
Nani.
The rain settled and the familiar sound grew clearer. Yay! Come on, let us through. Yes! Yes, let's do this. Let's find a kitty cat. There are multiple cats though.
Nani.
The familiar sound that was quickly replaced with one that Nani had never made. Aww. No! They're alley cats that do not like us. That's pretty harsh. Okay. So, we thought we found Nani, but we didn't. We also lost our umbrella. Maybe Nani is out here, playing with the birds. Where playing is a fairly polite euphemism. That reminds me, I really want to look up what the rules are for cats in Sweden. I don't know that it's like rules in terms of rules with legal enforcement, but in Australia they do not want you to keep your cats outside. A lot of people do, and we're going to sensibly not walk along the train tracks. But basically the problem is they eat native wildlife. Mind you, cats have been around in Europe a little bit longer than in Australia, so I don't know what the opinion is on this.
Nani.
Come on, what do we see? Not willing to get her boots wet, not willing to push her way under trees. under tree limbs. Just not very good at this hiking thing, is she? Also, hiking while blind, probably not the best plans, but you know. If she wants to do it, not gonna stop her. So is she imagining Nani doing these things? Nope. Okie dokie. Sorry if these episodes seem a bit stilted or jumpy. I'm gonna be trying to cut out some of the fat here, especially since I'm surprisingly tired. This game is not helping, and sometimes I'm distracted, and that's what happens. It's just you move slowly enough that you can just kind of close your eyes and keep walking until you get this music or something else. You stop hearing footsteps, for example. If I were less focused on trying to finish games. In many cases, stupidly focused on trying to finish games, I probably would have stopped by now. I really like the concept, I really like the presentation, but you walk so slowly, and the ability to not know where you're going leads to so many collisions, and then it's just just slow. Yeah, you can play the game with a controller and just your thumb, basically. But it's really annoying. And it seems like the best approach is to go around the edges of things, which is fine. Except when you go around the edges of things, you run into things, and then you stop. And then you have to adjust, and you have to back out of wherever you've gone.
Nani?
Oh. Well, that's lucky. Otherwise, what the hell? How do you have train tracks with no fence running along it? Or at least not running along both sides. I think I know why that track's closed. This must be a waterfall, hopefully. What's a depiction of a waterfall like? Logs, 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 logs. What would I was just thinking, she's gone for quite a walk. If she was playing Pokemon Go, she could have hatched a few eggs. I was just wondering, what accommodations does that make for vision impaired players? How well does it work with the screen reader technologies on iOS and Android? Could you play it while blind? Or almost entirely blind? Oh hey, let's do this. Good thing she knows these are here. Okay. That actually feels sensibly like worried. Nice. She's both enjoying herself, and this is a pretty nerve-wracking thing to do. Okay. On to land. Now she's on dry land. She can keep going. Here's a path, let's follow the path. Path ends. Here's a tree, here's some barriers.
Nani?
Suddenly there was the unmistakable sound of the bell on Nani's collar. Better be unmistakable. Okay. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. What other obstacles are you going to throw up in the path? Come on! Just let me through! Mate! Buddy, bucko, pal! Ah, this game. This game loves to give you a sound and then go, oh yeah, but actually if you try and head that way, well, which I'm sure mirrors the way that someone who is relying on sound would work in the real world as well. It's like, okay, I can hear this thing, I need to go that way, but I can't.
Nani?
How can I find a good path around to it? But, still annoying. And that's one of the problems that you have with these, right? When you try to show something that is inconvenient and, a bit problematic
Nani?
by having those elements in the game, you aren't actually making them less inconvenient or problematic. It's difficult to show how annoying something is without annoying you, the player.
What?
Oh, we're in a graveyard. Huh. A spooky graveyard. I was wondering about those fences. They didn't really make much sense. Gravestones generally aren't that close together either, but whatever. It's a child's imagination. So how is this not actually Nani?
Nani?
Or is it?
Hmm?
Nope. Nani's collar. Oh. 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 You should grab the collar. You know, it's way easier to get the cat to come if you've got the collar. And then there's all of these flowers. Is the conclusion that Nani's dead? Oh. Ray had finally realized that Nani was gone forever. Oh, that really does suck. I mean, that happens with pets. You do fine. That will happen. Most pets do not outlive their owners. Closure. In memory of Ray and Nani Halito, in our short time together you taught me all the precious things of life and love, of seeing the world through ever-changing eyes, of holding on and letting go and taking little naps. I miss you. Okay. I mean, that was an interesting experience. In that I really loved the presentation. Of course, it's a bit of a downer ending, but that was what they were aiming for. I don't actually see why finding the collar means the cat is dead. But, I mean, if there was other information we're missing, I guess you could do that. Anyway, the problem is just an inherent problem with the way you're doing something like that. You've got a game where it feels inappropriate to have the protagonist run. But then, as a result, everything is so slow. It is such a slow game. There's very little interaction. There's a few pieces here and there, but not really enough to hold you. And if you go into it tired, you can literally almost find yourself nodding off. And that's not good. It's not really the kind of gripping. It didn't hold me, and that's kind of sad. But I hope you enjoyed watching. Until next time, have a great day. Next week we will play something else. Bye.